Hi, Maria here, Gypsy Girl Krista, and so this is my first attempt at a video blog. I'm not super tech savvy, and pretty much just recording this with a webcam, so sorry if it's not everything that a video you've looked for has been cracked up to be. Okay, so I have a couple tips for you to get you started, and my first tip is there are lots of free stuff for you to utilize. So you don't have to pay for anything. And I'm going to show you a couple of those. And then I'm going to show you things that I paid money for that I couldn't survive without. So my first tip is the app, MyFitnessPal. And I'll try and be savvy and see if I can get it in here. Anyway, you can kind of see it. It's a little blue icon with a person looks like they're doing a jump, and it's called MyFitnessPal. I'm not getting anything for plugging the stuff I'm about to tell you about. So, there's no freebies for me in this. I just love these products, and they've helped me out. The MyFitnessPal app has everything from restaurants to grocery store food to basic items. So, basically the rule of thumb is if you buy it, you log it. And then that'll tell you how many calories you're eating per day. I feel like to get yourself under control and on track, you should probably spend 6 months doing this. When you get down to the calorie amount you want and you're steadily eating that way, then maybe you could take some time off. But I feel like you need to pick this habit back up every couple of months. Because otherwise, we all start slowly sliding down that slope until we're back at eating a horrendous amount of calories a day. I personally chose 1,800 calories because that was half the amount I had been eating before I went to the fitness camp. I chose fitness camp because I felt like I needed to get out of my environment and go someplace to make an extreme change, something that I could continue at home. It's super expensive, and it's probably not for everyone. So I chose a fitness camp. The difference between the fitness camp I chose and the Biggest Loser, there was a lady who was there the week I was there. She spent the week before at the Biggest Loser. She said the Biggest Loser had 80 people and 10 trainers, and they really believed in artificial food. So you will never see me plug artificial food. I'm against it. I'm against processed foods. That's just how I am. Do I eat some of them? Yes. But I don't think you can switch your life to fat-free, sugar-free, and diet and lose weight and be healthy. It's just not possible. There will be other consequences. Anyway, so MyFitnessPal, you can log all your food and figure out what you want to do. Tip number 2, I'm a big girl. And so I think it's important to keep track of what you're doing. I do not weigh every day. I do not measure myself every day. That's ridiculous. Especially for women, we fluctuate like crazy. That's all you would spend your time doing, and you would totally feel a slave to the numbers. So I measure myself. This is a measuring tape. You can get them for $1 at Walmart. I measure myself once a month. And once a month, I see where I'm at. And I do it in the morning because I'll be honest with you, you can be 2 to 5 inches larger by the time night comes because you had lunch, you had dinner, you're retaining water. Men may not be as extreme, but for women, it's a huge difference. So first thing in the morning, go have your morning constitution, and then come back to your room and measure yourself, no clothes. We're not going to demonstrate that. Now, I'm a very big girl. So here's my measuring tip for you. This is just simple white ribbon. Cheap. It's that plastic ribbon that you get to decorate packages with. You can get a roll or 2 rolls at the dollar store. And because, I'm a big girl, and I don't know who invented these measuring tapes, that they're only 60 inches. But my waist and my hips were larger than 60 inches. And even in measuring my bust line, it was hard to accurately see where the tape was. So this is what I did, is I created different measuring tapes. I don't know if you can read that. But basically that one is my hips. And so I took the measuring tapes. I'll back this up for you. Told you we're not high tech. Anyway, I basically took the measuring tape and I wrapped it around my hips. And just at the widest place, find your hip bones, go around your hip bone, and then you measure it. Now when you're done, that's when you can take this handy dandy measuring tape and put it up against that, and then you can get an accurate measurement. So here are the places I measure. Bicep, which is silver because I ran out of white. I measure my chest. I measure across the chest, which is where most men measure. For women, you may want to do two measurements, one across the chest and one at the bust line, which is what your broad strap would be. And then my waist. Now, you know, I'm fat, so I have this indent. So I don't measure at the indent. I actually measure about an inch above my belly button at the largest girth of my stomach. And then my hips, which find your hip bones, they're in there, and measure straight across your hip bones, and my thighs. And I just found a freckle on my thigh, and I measure straight across that. And so basically I just use the ribbon, wrap it around, and as my measurements go down, I wrap the ribbon around, put my finger on it, and cut off. And everything's labeled. It says hips, thighs, waist, chest, biceps, neck. And then the MyFitnessPal app will actually let you log all of these numbers. So, and then it'll give you a chart so you can see it go down, which is nice. It's very encouraging. You know, after a month, you measure yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, I lost 3 inches. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3 is I'm a little bit of a fashionista, and I like colors, as you can tell from my curtains, which I made these. I'm very proud of that. They're beautiful. I don't care if you don't like them. Anyway, and so for me to go to the gym and be in some big baggy t-shirt and some god-awful men's sweats, which at this size is what my options were, I was very unhappy, and I felt like I stuck out even more than I already felt because I was big. So, guess what? Lane Bryant has come out with a new line called Activewear. Now, if you're my size, which is the very large end of the scale, you know, 26, 28, I'm more like a 24, 26 now, but 26, 28, then you can't buy stuff even at Walmart or Adidas or places like that because the highest they go up to is 2X. And the regular world's 2X is like an 1820. So I couldn't buy cute little workout outfits. So Lane Bryant came out with this new line of workout clothes. This is my purple. The pants are just a little plain purple that matches the cute wave top. And then I have this one, which is, you know, teal pants with a cute little matching top. And then I have this one, which is kind of like camo design and lime green, grays and lime green, and then a lime green top. And then they also have a complete line of sports bras. Now, for me, the sports bras didn't really work. I just had a little too much of stuff. Anyway, but what I did was I bought their Balconette bra in a smaller band size and one cup size smaller, and that keeps the girls in while I'm working out, which I will give you some workout routines later. So those are my tips for fashion for the gym, because let's face it, if you like to look good and feel like you look cute, whether anyone else agrees or not, when you aren't walking into a gym feeling like I'm in this funky men's sweats and a crappy t-shirt, oh, look at my cute little outfit, you're more likely to enjoy what you're doing. Because I know if I look good, I feel like I feel better, you know, so then I want to do stuff. So that's my